High Carbs Health Limited. Some of us had the privilege of hearing the story of his brother yesterday, the man himself. Welcoming A.B. Chitra. Dr. A.B. Chitra, the founder of Chitra Maternity Hospital, an exemplary force for women's health care. Start clapping because I'm going to call somebody very special. Start clapping. I don't see her. Where's that tiny potent packet? I don't see her. Where's Jayashree Patil? Okay, we'll welcome her in a second. Then you save your... What's going to start? At 11, in parallel? 1. Okay, so we're having a repeat of the naval session that some of us witnessed last evening in parallel 1. We're starting at 11 a.m. in room number 8. Don't miss this. Yes, students, you want to watch this. This is going to change your life. I promise you. If it doesn't, come to me. Shakun, would you be happy to speak with us and share your journey? Okay, please put your hands together in welcoming once again and all the health secrets of revolutionizing your life with a plant-based diet. Over to you, Shakun.
Hello, everyone. How are we? I'd like to say thank you for inviting me, Mamta, and the rest of the WEF team. So my name is Shukul Kachwala, and I am the director and co-founder of High Carb Health, along with my brother Shamiz, who some of you were able to hear speak about his story. In the last 6 years that I have been working with chronically ill people, I've come to realize that the most important investment we can make is in our health. Our health is taken for granted. We think it will always be with us until it isn't. And I would like to just basically talk a little bit about how when we take things for granted or we take our health for granted, I can guarantee you that when I see people struggling in the hospital room, that they're not thinking about that burger that they had 2 weeks ago or the pizza that they ate a little while ago and think, that was worth it. I'm so glad I did that. People on their deathbed aren't thinking, all those beers that I had in my youth were worth it. They're looking at their children and their grandchildren, and they're wishing that they had more time. I would like you to consider investing in prevention rather than cures. Our health system is focused on only curing once there is a problem, yet we do nothing to help people before that problem arises. How beautiful in Republic Day that I get to put up a picture of Mahatma Gandhi. He said it beautifully, didn't he? Yes? Your health is your real wealth. The Dalai Lama, when asked what surprised him most about humanity, said man. Because he sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. And then he's so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present, the result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he's never going to die, and then dies having never really lived. I was that person. This is me in my late 20s. This is me in my late 20s. Athletic, fit, I was playing cricket, badminton, many different types of sports. Well, was I healthy? I look healthy. But on the inside, you see a person who is taking 3 different prescription medications for acne, for migraines, and for a fungal infection. Just because somebody looks good on the outside does not mean they are healthy, and that is one of the biggest things that we need to change about our society. We're all focused about looks, and I see it all the time with my clients. Taking all sorts of supplements and potions to try and get bigger and more muscly. So, I changed my lifestyle 7 years ago. Okay, and what does health mean to me? Health means freedom. Okay, health means freedom. Because you see this fellow in the picture, that's my brother and myself, with a gentleman by the name of Torre. And Torre got his life back after dealing with ulcerative colitis, just like my brother did, after working with us for 6 months. He had been suffering for 5 years, and he was so happy that he decided to fly all the way from Australia to New Zealand to come visit us. And here is what I mean by freedom. He could not have done this. He could not have gone for a walk and got into nature and just enjoyed his life if he hadn't taken control of his health. Health to me means being able to push beyond your boundaries. Physically push beyond your boundaries. Not be content with just doing what everyone else does. So this is me 2 or 3 years ago, where I rode on a bike race 160 kilometers in just over 5 hours. Okay. The longest bike ride I ever did was 220 kilometers in one day. And if I did not have my health, there's no way that was ever going to be possible. So who do I want to be healthy for? My family. Okay. I want to be able to play with my daughter when I'm older. I want to be run around. One of my major goals is to be able to ride 100 Ks on my bike well into my 80s and 90s. Let's see if I can make it happen. Okay? So my family is what drives me, and I want to tell you a little bit about my parents, who are in their 60s. They are the only 2 people in their whole friend circle who are not on any prescription medication at all. Both of them go ride their bike 20 kilometers every morning. And it's all because of the story some of you heard yesterday about my brother. We all changed our lifestyle. We changed our lifestyle to a plant-based diet. I'll tell you what a plant-based diet is. It's very simple. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. These are the 4 foods that are pillars of health. On closing, the whole food plant-based diet is the only diet ever scientifically proven to prevent and reverse heart disease. This is the leading cause of death in the world, and yet we've known this since the 80s and nobody talks about it. The leading cause of death in the world can be prevented and reversed today with the information we know, but we don't do it. Okay? And all we have to do is change what is on our plates. That is it. It's simple as that. Okay? Diabetes can be prevented and reversed just by changing what is on your plate. And we've done it. We've helped people reverse diabetes. Okay? So, I urge you, I'm just finished. I urge you all, if you take one thing away from my talk today, please invest in your health. It is your biggest asset. Without it, you cannot do anything. Thank you very much. I've just finished. Thank you.
In perfect timing.
Yeah, it was just on time.
Thank you, Shakul, for sharing that very succinct but yet so powerful journey. Go ahead.
Later on, my brother and I are going to be talking about the science behind reversing heart disease in one of the parallel rooms, if you want to listen to that.
Perfect. Yes, we do. Thank you, Shakul. And also, the fact that you're both here representing and living what you stand for, it makes it double powerful. So thank you for, traveling all the way to put that message out there. Really appreciate it. Speaking of healthcare, we shift the focus to women's healthcare, and please join me in welcoming Dr. A.B. Chitra. She's the founder of the Chitra Maternity Hospital. Welcoming Dr. Chitra.
A very pleasant morning to one and all. And at the outset, I would like to thank my Mamta, my very close friend and organizing people of this Women's Economic Forum. I said, what am I going to talk on health? Invest smart and stay rich. Mr. Shukul has done a lot of my talking, in fact, because I'm a gynecologist and a fitness consultant, and I think I should thank you for giving me the opportunity, Mamta. Your time can start now, my darling. So I just thought the sentence itself, I broke the sentence invest smart, stay rich into 4 different words. What is invest? Invest is you put something in to get a better return at a later date, isn't it? Whatever. You could invest on money. Money will come back with financial return. You could invest on people. You give them love and emotion to get back. And you could invest on time. Students are here. You invest a lot of time studying to become a better person. So this is what is invest. What is smart? Smart is actually, it's a mnemonic of being specific, measurable, and realistic or achievable, and time bound. Did I get you? Specific, measurable, realistic, achievable, and time bound. This is, if you have a smartphone, it has to be really doing this. And if you have a smart goal, it has to be answerable to all these parameters. So you have to keep updating your smart goals, and it has to be timed and evaluated time to time to see if you're approaching your goal. So this is smart. Then the third word being stay. Stay is, we all want to be permanently rich. So we don't want to get down. Stay means it's permanency. We don't want to be temporarily rich and get down. So permanency, the stay is the stability, I would say. And the fourth word being rich. Rich doesn't mean money or financial matters. I would say rich is you could be emotionally and mentally very rich. You may not have enough money in your pocket, you may not have enough money in your bank, but I've met people who are emotionally very mature and very intelligent and excellent. I would call them rich human beings. So these are the 4 words which I have to justify. Before I start my small little talk on mainly health, because I love my profession, I have 4 5s: why, when, how, what, and who, and just another. Why, when, what, how, and on whom. So I should give an answer to all this by the end of my talk. And off the podium and on the podium, I would like to put an open questionnaire. How many of you here spend an hour of day on your health? Great. And yeah, excellent. So we are there here. So I think no, only few people are going to be rich. Once you get out of the hall today, I want all of you to take resolution saying, I am going to spend 1 hour of the day on my own self to stay rich. So investing on one's own self, as Mr. Shukul said, is the biggest investment you can ever make. So spending time with one's own self, it doesn't really mean to be working out. I know it's very important to work out and stay fit. It means you can follow your passion. I love music, so I keep singing almost 15 to 20 minutes per day. That's the little time I get. If you like drawing, if you like art, you can do that. It's going to make you extremely healthier, emotionally better. So this is the best thing I could ever say. And as Gandhiji said, health is the biggest wealth. And how many of you work out every day, I was asking. And health is the biggest glow. When you're healthy and when you work out and you are fit, there's an extra glow on your face. People who work out, have you ever looked into the mirror soon after your workout? That will be the most beautiful you. Have you? Because lots of endorphins are released. The feel-good hormones make you healthier and the most beautiful. So lots of people who are working out here, who all raise their hands, you will see the glow in their face. That glow is only because you work out and you spend time on your own self. So going on to the next point, You have to treasure what God has given us. All of us are physically fit and healthy. We are able to walk on our own self. And I saw somebody specially challenged. That's when you would respect health. We don't usually treasure what we have. We have to treasure and respect what we all have. That's the most important thing I would like to focus. And our body is really a priceless stuff. Fitness is just not to get better than somebody else, but then it's just to get better than what you used to be. So to enjoy the glow of health, you need to exercise. And when do you start exercising? No age is a bar to exercise. And you can stretch and exercise at any age. And I would like you all to prioritize what you have. You have to spend time and be committed and promise to yourself saying, I will work out and do my work out every day. IT professions say, I've done that project, this project. But the best project I would all say is, all of us have to do a project on our own self. As I said, be smart and achieve your goals. 2 more minutes. So, just 1 more minute. So when you start spending time on your own self, in 2 weeks, you will feel it, the pains and aches of workout. In 4 weeks, you will see the difference. And in 8 weeks, you will hear it from people saying, oh, you're gorgeous. That's what we want. All of us want. So, of the lots of the pathways we take in life, some of the pathways may be sweaty and stinky with sweat. But though all those pathways lead you to better health and neater and more beautiful tomorrow. To conclude, when you invest on money, you're not guaranteed whether it will come back to you. It could be burgled, it could be swindled, it could be swiped, it could be hacked, whatever. But even if you invest on people, you may not get the returns. Today we are giving everything to our children, our husbands, wife, whatever, our spouses. You may not get what you have invested, and don't get upset with that, because we are not doing things for returns. But when you invest on your own self, you will get back everything in return. You will not cheat your own self. So that's the best way you have to invest. So I got an answer to when, why, how, and where. When do you start investing? Right now. How do you start investing? However you want. You can cycle, you can swim, you can gym, you can put your money on a good trainer, you can even spend on music or emotional well-being. And how do you do that? However you want. And where do you do that? Wherever you want to, at your home or outside. And there's no end to that, and this is the best investment each and every one of us can do. Thank you one and all. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chitra. I think we're at the brink of a revolution when the medical fraternity is reinforcing and reinstating the value of prevention rather than cure. You said that as well. Yesterday we had a doctor who was resounding your words as well. He was speaking of meditation and music as the cure. You're talking about a workout, so we're talking about a workout and a work-in. So here are the professionals who, instead of writing prescriptions, are telling you that go work out, go sweat it out. So thank you for...
I'm a gynecologist, full-time obstetrician gynecologist who does high-end and high-risk pregnancy. And I have one floor of my hospital completely dedicated to, we call it a brand which I've registered, Secret of Healthy Living, SOHL. There, we give a lot of workout through trainers, and it's just not yoga or whatever. I will try to focus on that woman as to see what are all her pitfalls. Women, mine is only women's specialty. I don't treat men. So, I'm sorry.
Women treat the men.
Yeah, those women have to treat their men. So, and then these women, all age group women are given workouts and stretches, and for all backaches and for menopausal women, I have special clinics. I should have been that in my pro forma. So I said those clinics are destined, and what is the time of workout? There's no particular time. We choose it from the client. I said, if I have to say, for example, Mrs. Rani, she's wanting to get rid of her back pain, I will ask Rani, what is your best time to come for an hour on yourself? she would say 11 and 12. She will go into that batch. There are 4 or 5 trainers. The worst problem with our women is they have no time. So my timing of workout will go with the client's timing. So they cannot have excuses saying I have no time. So this secret of healthy living is for all women, and I would request medical professionals to focus lot of out of medicine fraternities to get into our practice like workout, yoga and stretches to get rid of a lot of our issues. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, doctor. Thank you. The more time you make is the more time you'll have. So this is non-negotiable. 1 hour workout every day. Promise? Yes. Promise, students? Good. My name is Mansi. We're shifting the conversation. I know I promised the students that we're going to help them get rich, which we already did. But we're shifting now the focus to a wealth manager, the real wealth, which is health. He doesn't agree. Please welcome Abhishek Mohata. He's the founder and partner of Trusted Arms Wealth Management. Welcoming Abhishek.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, a lot of tips on health. And now tell me, how many of you love this? How many of you love money? I can see few people not raising their hands. If you don't love money, I can give you my bank account details and you can transfer all your money to my bank account. Come on, tell me how many of you love money? Everybody loves money, isn't it? Now, do you think earning a lot of money can make you rich and stay rich? Do you? Yes. I have a different point of view here. Earning a lot of money doesn't ensure you become rich and stay rich. But earning money, saving a good portion of your income and investing it smartly can definitely make you rich. Let me share a small story of how and when I realized this. I started investing at a young age of 17. When my friends used to splurge their pocket money, I used to save 40% of it because I had a dream of throwing a party for my parents on their 25th anniversary, for which I had 6 years of time. When I started, I thought a particular amount would be enough to fulfill my dream. But after saving for 6 consecutive years, although I was able to achieve the targeted amount, I wasn't able to achieve my dream. And you know why? Because the required amount was much more than what I had anticipated 6 years ago. Voila! I felt that somebody ate my money. Gradually I realized that there is someone who eats our money every day. There is someone who reduces the purchasing power of our money every passing day without us even realizing. A movie that used to cost 30 during my school days costs 300 today. Even my favorite popcorn costs 20 times more today. My parents used to pay 10,000 per annum for my schooling. And today, I am paying 150,000 for my son's schooling. I am sure many of you are experiencing the same, isn't it? Soon I got to know who that monster was who ate my money. Can anybody of you guess the name of that monster in a single word? Inflation. Yes, rightly said. It's inflation, also commonly known as Mehengai in India. Most of the people around this world are struggling with inflation, isn't it? Now let me share how one can beat this monster and invest smart and stay rich. There are 2 ways one can become rich. First, start your own business. And second, invest in businesses of others. The best way in the world to become rich is to start your own business. See how promoters of companies like Infosys, Google, Apple, Facebook, Wipro, and so many others has created wealth not only for themselves, but also for many others. But starting a business and making it such big may not be everybody's cup of tea. But you can always start investing in businesses of others while doing your job, while doing a business. how you can do is to just buy an equity in that business. See how Warren Buffett became rich just by doing that. Now the problem is there are n number of options available to choose from. There are thousands of companies where you can invest. Now you require a professional who can choose the right investment for you and do hand holding whenever your investments go through a roller coaster ride. You also require someone who can manage your money well. Because we don't know who is going to become the Infosys and the Google of tomorrow, or whether we end up buying the next Satyam. To ensure that you invest in Google and Infosys of tomorrow, you can take help of these professionals. To ensure that you invest in Google and Infosys of tomorrow, you also require someone. You also require goal-based investing. Goal-based investing is also a very important part of smart investing, because goal-based investing helps you plan better. You save less, achieve more, and at the same time achieve optimal returns. It also gives you a feeling of guilt-free spending, where you don't feel guilty after spending your money, because we all know that money is never an end in itself. It's just a tool to accomplish greater goals of your life, like giving the best education to your children, pursuing your hobbies. Go and see the Alps mountain, which was in your wish list since long. Driving your favorite car. Buy that Rolex or the Louis Vuitton bag on which you had your eye on whenever you visited at shopping mall. And also do charity and help others. Don't you think investing smartly and accomplishing these goals makes you feel rich? Yes or yes? To sum up, save a good portion of your income, ideally 30 to 40% of it. Invest smartly so you can beat inflation and grow your money in long run. Do that by setting your goals and investing through professionals in businesses of others, and do take help of a good financial advisor. If you do this, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure you will not only be rich with lots and lots of money, but also with lot of opportunities and smile on your faces while enjoying that money. Thank you. Thank you for being a lovely audience, and I thank all women Madurai for inviting me here amongst you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abhishek. You're clearly a favorite among the women, and now I see why. You're promising them Louis Vuitton bags? But you're right. It's, I think the importance of money is that the fact that it's a tool, it's a means. And it's instrumentality, which is instrumental in getting us to where we are, but still the foundation of it all is in here, really. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for bringing in the wealth perspective. I'd like to invite Usha Kim as our last speaker for this session. She heads the Department of Oculoplasty at the Arvind Eye Hospital, doing some groundbreaking work for decades at end. Welcoming Ms. Kim.
Thank you, Mamta. I'm truly overwhelmed and also honored, privileged to be here at this wonderful meeting for women, by women, and of course a few men here. I do acknowledge your presence and appreciate. Well, I'd like to narrate a few anecdotes which occurred a few days ago. There was a 37-year-old rheumatologist, a doctor, who died after 3 days of headache, which was totally disregarded. Another oncologist, a cancer specialist, who died after he was diagnosed with a metastasis. He had taken a biopsy a few days ago and forgotten to pick up the report. These two very well-learned professionals forgot, did not care or dare to respect their own self. I have another very interesting narrative here, which I would like to share with you. There was this 40-year-old woman, a specialized professional, a doctor, very aggressive, very progressive, very committed. In a nutshell, would say, taught the world of work, did a lot of surgeries, published a lot, was quite famous in the specialty. And one fine day, she did not wake up. She was comatose. She was in the intensive care unit. The family was shattered, shocked, did not have a clue as to what was happening, and then realized that this lady suffered from a massive hemorrhage in the brain because she was dehydrated. She wasn't drinking enough water because she was working in the operation room from morning till evening, taking care of the world, but refusing to drink a cup of water. This was what had happened to her. The doctors around the world gave up, saying that it's very difficult to get her out of the situation because there was a thrombosis of the veins, because the blood had clogged, because there was not enough water. But miraculously, with God's grace, she's back into the world and standing in front of you and talking to you about her own experience. I could have easily died like the rheumatologist. I did have several episodes of headache, which I thought was because of migraine. I assumed it and went on and said, let me take care of others and God will take care of me. Yes, He did. He brought me out of a crisis just to remind me that self-care is not indulgence, it is self-appreciation. Being selfish at others' cost is bad, but self-care for the betterment of others is really good. So, along with the 4 food items that he mentioned, I would like to emphasize that you should all drink lots and lots of water. And I must add to your point that after your exercise, with the water, you will glow better. Well, what did I do after that is another story. So, realizing the value of life, I came across a number of patients dying of cancer. And I asked one woman, because I was so angry, why aren't you taking care of? This was a lady who brought her child in and said, this is my child and this was an advanced cancer. I just blew up on her. I said, don't you have the courtesy to bring your own child for the treatment? And she says, if only I had the money. Don't you think as a mother I would have brought my child to you? And that's when it dawned on me that there are many in the world who do not have enough money to bring their own kith and kin for cancers. So that's when I started this, because I started appreciating life. I was celebrating life. So I started this project called Ring of Hope with a team of members. Of course, it is important to gain the support and involve everybody. But there has to be one owner, and I chose to be the owner of this Ring of Hope project. And today we have treated 7,000 old people and about 1,000 and odd children. And when I started treating the children, I realized that it was familial. So I started investing in the research for this particular condition called retinoblastoma. And I started doing the research. And today, we are able to find out if the patient has the tumor, the offspring, is it possible for the offspring to have the tumor? Will the sibling have the tumor? Is there a possibility of a secondary tumor in that particular patient? The cost of which in the US today is $1,800, whereas the cost in India today is about $150, which is provided free, absolutely free at Arvind Eye Hospital today. Again, please love yourself as much as you love others in the world. Lord Buddha says, you deserve love and affection as much as everyone else in the world. But I'd like to rephrase it and say, you deserve love and attention as much as everyone else in the universe deserves. Let's all enjoy what we do. Intelligence and capability alone is not enough. There must be a joy of doing something beautiful. And let's all enjoy the good health and remain happy and beautiful. Let's all stay blessed with a cup of water. I request you all to drink the water right in front of you, and I would be the witness for this water drinking experiment. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
Dr. Usha Kim, you're a great ambassador of hope. You said self-care is not self-indulgence. That really stood out for me because I always say self-care is your divine responsibility and we must fulfill it. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story. Very moving. We'd like to honor you today. If I could invite Dr. Harbeen Arora on the stage, please. If I could also call upon Mrs. Linda Maharaj to please join us in the award-giving ceremony, please. We had the opportunity of meeting Linda yesterday. They're coming, they're a contingency coming all the way from the island, the beautiful, vibrant island of Trinidad in the Caribbean. All of them they flew for over 40 hours to get to Madurai and 5 flights. Calling upon Dr. Usha Kim to accept this honor as we acknowledge you as an exceptional woman of excellence. Abhishek Mahata, please accept this honor on behalf of the All Ladies League at the Women Economic Forum. Shakul Kachwala, please step up to accept this felicitation in India, in Madurai. You are indeed an exceptional leader of excellence. Dr. A.B. Chitra, we congratulate you. We're inspired by the work you do, for the story you shared. With that, we seamlessly swim into our next session, celebrating soft powers as our superpowers, reclaiming them as our superpowers. Okay, let me ask you, what do you think is your superpower? So give me a shout out. What do you think is your superpower? Anyone? Beautiful. That's a lethal one. Superpower? Abhishek, what's your superpower? What's your superpower? Yes. No, what is your superpower? Think about it. Money? Money making. I think enabling people to be able to. Who else is giving me a superpower? Meera? What's your superpower? Yes? Oh, beautiful. Womanhood. Beautiful. Please join me in welcoming the speakers for this session as we celebrate the superpowers that we're inherently blessed with. Put your hands together for Megan Salato. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us some love this way. The owner and president of LifeWork Strategies, the creator of Live Your Magic and Weird Academy, a ringmaster of transformation. Where are you? Come on over. Coming all the way